Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to my fellow panels. I hope everyone is staying safe during this unprecedented time. My name is Aiman Afiq bin MOSLY under the supervision of IR HAZRAN bin HUSAIN and TS Dr. AHMAD KHUSHAIRY bin MAKHTAR. In this video, I will present about my research of analysis of traffic safety study for automated rapid transit ART. The agenda for this presentation will explain about objective and scope of work. The second one is project methodology, and the last one is result and discussion. There are three objectives for this project. The first one, to collect information of occurred traffic conflict based on playback and analysis of video from onboard cameras. The second one, to determine time to collision TTC if evasive braking and or all steering action had not been undertaken by the ART driver or other involved traffic element. The third one, to identify the cause of the element, either human, vehicle, or environment. For the scope of work, there are three also. The first one, by doing literature review. In the literature review, there are traffic conflict technique, TCT, and longer and heavier vehicle. The second one is to develop the project methodology. And the last one is to analyze the traffic safety. This is the overview of the project methodology. The first one by examining the route. Second one is by dividing into detailed section and segments. The third one is camera preparation. Fourth is data collection. The fifth one is data reduction. The sixth, conflict identification and classification. Seven, level of conflict judgment. And the last one is data analysis. In this video, I will focusing only from step 5 until the step 8. For the data reduction, all the data that have been collected will arrange systematically way before it will be analyzed. Each of the footage will be separated into different files based on the position of the camera that were placed at the ART. The ART has two coaches, which is MC1 and MC2. The different camera will have different naming of files that have been assigned before it was placed. For conflict identification and classification, the conflict types will be divided into three areas. The first one is the road segment. The second one is the intersection or interchange. And the last one is at roundabout. The traffic conflict will include risk assessment, traffic law safety, crowd management, and public safety. As you can see, video down below, this is the example of conflict happen at the roundabout. This will be fall under the category of roundabout conflict types, ROC. The next step is the process of level on conflict judgment. The judgment of time to collision, TTC, was based on repeated playback of each conflict event with the real-time speed. TTC was estimated as the time from the start of evasive action, for example, braking or steering, until the estimated time for a collision if the evasive action had not been taken place. The threshold minimum value of TTC, which is less than 1.5 seconds, is considered critical according to Cray and Van der Hulst. The final step of this project methodology by data analysis. Each of the data will be analyzed through the repeated playback of the video, and it will be recorded into the Excel spreadsheet. There will be several parameters based on the conflict that happened. Going to the next part, which is project finding. The traffic conflict needs to be identified clearly and precisely from the observation of the data taken. Every data that is extracted from the recorded video need to narrow down more to achieve a better result. The ART has been running for a total of 2,534.1 km or 21 hours and 47 minutes in terms of duration on the road. The ART has at least 2,000 km running in the various conditions such as morning, evening, and night, where the condition either rainy or clear sky, and the traffic volume either was light, medium, or high traffic volume. As you can see, the table on the left side shows the total conflict happen based on the condition for time, weather, trip type, and the traffic. At the right side, you can see the graph on conflict per kilometer running. For time, most of the conflict happen at the PM time from 12 PM to 7 PM. For weather, compared to rainy days, clear days record a higher ratio of a conflict to happen with a ratio of 0.053. For the trip type, ENT, which was the entry route from the depot to Horizon Hills, record the highest ratio among other with 0.104. Lastly, the traffic volumes ratio recorded the light volume was the higher ratio among the other types of traffic volume with 0.064. On the left side, you can see the graph of the ratio for specific segment per 100 meter. This calculation is based on the number of conflicts that happen divided by the length of each segments. As we can see from the graph, all three roundabouts appear to be the highest ratio of the conflict per 100 meter. Compared to other road segments, for road segment ENT as figure on the right side, where the straight road with a length of 950 meter recorded the highest ratio of the conflict per 100 meter among the other locations. During the period of testing, we can see at the table on the left side, a total of 124 conflicts were identified. 65 very minor conflicts, 40 minor conflicts, and 90 were classified as a major conflicts. On the right side, you can see the graph trend for the degree of conflict that has been analyzed were the same as the Heinrich triangle, which provide the idea where the most very minor conflict sit at the bottom, followed by the minor, and the least, which is the major, were at the top of the pyramid. During this testing period, there were no accident happen. On the left side, we can see the table possible of main cause of the conflicts. On the right side, you can see the pie chart for the percentage of possible main causes. 85% or 105 conflicts happen is due to other vehicle driver or rider. 10% or 13 conflicts happen due to road conditions. And 5% or 6 conflicts happen due to ART drivers. 0% or 0 conflict happen due to the ART vehicle, other vehicles, and weather. This shows that most of the possible main causes were by other road users, which come from the driver and the rider. The graph below shows the main causes of traffic based on the degree. There is 0 conflict for weather, other vehicles, and ART vehicles. 2 major, 1 minor, and 10 very minor for road conditions. There were 15 major, 39 minor, and 51 very minor for other drivers and riders. 2 major and 4 very minor for ART driver. Overall of the data shows that other drivers or rider contribute the highest number of conflict for major, minor, and very minor. That's all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.